American tourism brings in a lot of money. Millions of Americans and people from other countries visit each year. People from other countries come to the United States to see natural wonders, cities, historic places, and fun places. Americans like the same kinds of vacation spots and attractions. There are 2,462 historic sites that the U.S. government recognizes. Some of the things that make America what it is are the buildings, rooms, historic neighborhoods, and beautiful places on this list. If you're planning a trip to the United States, you shouldn't miss the places below. You won't be sorry. The fifth thing on this list is the Millennium Park, which is a public park in the Loop neighborhood of Chicago that is run by the Chicago Department of Cultural Affairs. The park is bounded by Columbus Drive, East Monroe Drive, Michigan Avenue, and Randolph Street. It has a lot of public art, outdoor spaces, and venues. In 2017, 25 million people visited Millennium Park every year, making it the most popular tourist spot in Chicago and the Midwest. It was also one of the top 10 in the United States. The park has won awards for being easy to use and good for the environment. At Millennium Park, you can visit the Cloud Gate, J. Pritzker Pavilion, Lurie Garden, Crown Fountain, and other attractions for free. The Nichols Bridge and the BP Pedestrian Bridge connects the park to the rest of Grant Park by the And. Because it is built on top of parking garages, the Millennium Station for commuter trains and rail lines, the park is known as the world's largest rooftop garden. In 2015, the city's annual lighting of the Christmas tree took place in the park. Fourth place, and the best mall, is the Mall of America, which is in Bloomington, Minnesota, a suburb of the Twin Cities in Minnesota, United States. It is southeast of where Interstate 494 and Minnesota State Highway 77 meet, north of the Minnesota River, and across Interstate 494 from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. It opened in 1992 and is the biggest shopping mall in the United States, the biggest in the Western Hemisphere, and the 9th biggest in the world. A theme park called Nickelodeon Universe, which used to be called Camp Snoopy, is in the middle of the mall. The park is the biggest indoor theme park in the United States. It has roller coasters and many other rides and attractions, many of which have nothing to do with Nickelodeon. The rides include the SpongeBob SquarePants Rock Bottom Plunge roller coaster, the Fairly Odd Coaster, the Back at the Barnyard Hayride, and the Avatar Airbender, as well as the Brain Surge Thrill Ride. It also has Moose Mountain, a miniature golf course. This miniature golf course has 18 holes and a surface made of AstroTurf that moves pretty quickly. People who go to the Sea Life Minnesota Aquarium walk through a 300-foot-long curved tunnel in 14 feet of water to see over 4,500 sea creatures, like sharks, turtles, stingrays, and others. At the Sea Life Minnesota Aquarium, you can sleep over, go scuba diving, snorkel, or have a birthday party. The third place on the list is the Las Vegas Boulevard's South Stretch, also called Las Vegas Strip, in Nevada, near Clark County, which is known for its many fascinating casinos and famous hotels. The Strip, as it's called, is about 4.2 miles long. It is in the unincorporated towns of Paradise and Winchester, just south of the Las Vegas city limits, but is often just called Las Vegas. Most of the Strip is an all-American road, and the North and South Las Vegas Strip routes are Nevada Scenic Byways and National Scenic Byways, respectively. The Las Vegas Strip is famous for its theaters, lounges, nightclubs, and showrooms. Most of the Strip's shows and attractions are in hotel casinos. Some other things to see from the Strip are at the Mirage, the Fall of Atlantis, the water fountains at the Volcano Bellagio, and the Festival Fountain at Caesar's Palace. Cirque du Soleil has many shows, such as Ka at the MGM Grand, O at the Bellagio, Mystere at Treasure Island, and Michael Jackson 1 at the Mandalay Bay. The Strip is also home to many places to have fun. Most resorts have a showroom, nightclub, or live music venue on site, and a few have large arenas that can be used for many different things. the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace, the Las Vegas Festival Grounds, the Michelob Ultra Arena, and Allnet Resort and Arena, which is still being built, are some of the most important places to go. The second on our list is Central Park. This one is a proper city park location in New York City. It lies between Manhattan's Upper East and East Sides. It is said to be number 5 in terms of size in the city, with an area of 843 acres. As of 2016, it was the most visited urban park in the US and the most filmed location in the world, with an estimated 42 million visitors per year. Landscapes like the Hallett Nature Sanctuary, the Ramble and Lake, the Sheep Meadow, and Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir are some of the main attractions. The Central Park Carousel, the Central Park Zoo, and Wallman Rink are also popular, as are formal spaces like the Bethesda Terrace and Delacorte Theater, and the Central Park Mall. The biologically diverse ecosystem is home to hundreds of different kinds of plants and animals. For fun, you can take a carriage horse and bicycle tour, go biking, play sports, or go to concerts and events like Shakespeare in the Park. Central Park is connected by roads and paths that can be reached by public transportation. It is a model for urban parks all over the world because of how big it is and how important it is to culture. Central Park was named a National Historic Landmark in 1963 and a New York City Scenic Landmark in 1974 because of how important it is. The Conservancy is a nonprofit group that raises money for Central Park's operating budget each year and takes care of the park's basic maintenance. The number 1 spot on our list is Times Square in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. It's a busy commercial area, a tourist destination, a center for entertainment, and a neighborhood. It is made up of the place where Broadway, 7th Avenue, and 42nd Street meet. Times Square and the square next to it, Duffy Square, are shaped like a bow tie and are 5 blocks long. They are between 42nd and 47th Streets. Times Square is known as the crossroads of the world, the center of the universe, the heart of the Great White Way, and heart of the world, because it has many brightly lit billboards and ads and businesses that are open 24 hours a day. It is one of the busiest places for pedestrians in the world. It is also the center of the Broadway Theater District and a major hub for the entertainment industry around the world. About 50 million people visit Times Square every year, making it one of the most popular tourist spots in the world. About 330,000 people walk through Times Square every day, and many of them are tourists. On the busiest days, more than 460,000 people walk through the area. Times Square, 42nd Street, is the busiest subway station in New York City. Every day, it moves more than 200,000 people. The New York Times moved its headquarters to the newly built Times Building, which is now called One Times Square, in 1904. This changed the name of Times Square. It is where the New Year's Eve ball drops every year. This tradition started on December 31st, 1907, and it still brings more than 1 million people to Times Square every year, as well as a global audience of at least 1 billion people watching on digital media platforms. Times Square, more specifically the corner of Broadway and 42nd Street, is also where the first motorized road across the United States, the Lincoln Highway, ends on the East Coast. That's all for today, guys. What did you think of the video? Do you agree with the places mentioned above, or do you think there are even better places? Mention your comments below. Thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.